Today we're bringing you the top 5 seller mistakes that we're seeing here in 2022. Let's go. What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back for another edition of Living in Coastal Delaware. I'm your host, Matt Lunden, your Coastal Delaware Realtor, and today we're discussing the top 5 mistakes that we see sellers make here in 2022. Before we dive too deep into the video, as always, if you could do me a favor, hit the subscribe button down below and smash the notification bell next to it. And then if you are someone that's looking to make a move to the area or you're considering selling your home here in Coastal Delaware, I would love the opportunity to work with you, so all my information is down below in the description and here on the screen, so please don't hesitate to reach out. Now let's dive in. A few weeks ago, we put out a video discussing the top 5 home buyer mistakes and the mistakes that we're seeing buyers make in the current market. So I wanted to look at the flip side of the coin and discuss the top 5 things that we're seeing sellers do that are, hurting them in the current market. We keep hearing that it's a hot seller's market, and there's some sellers that are making some mistakes and hurting their chances. So I just wanted to go over those today. First on the list is going to be the sellers are going in unprepared. They don't know what to expect. They don't know how to prepare their home. They don't know, what condition the home should be in when it's getting ready to be shown. All these things, you need to be cognizant of a couple different things here. You need to take out your personal photos and declutter the home. You shouldn't have stuff just strewn everywhere. If you do have a lot of personal photos and stuff, just take a lot of those personal touches down. The buyer wants to be able to envision themselves in the home, and if all they're looking at is pictures of you, it may be tough for them to envision themselves there. And then if you've got a lot of stuff, maybe clean off your kitchen countertops, clean off your tables and that kind of stuff, and just put stuff away. A lot of that stuff is it makes it harder for the buyer to envision themselves in that space if there's just stuff everywhere. So it's important to make sure you declutter and you depersonalize the home, and again, educate yourself. So, do some research online, figure out, what is a good strategy for a seller, contact your real estate agent and just discuss with them to get an idea of going forward. That brings me to number 2 on the list, which is sellers are just hiring the agent that tells them, I can get you the highest price. And it doesn't matter what that price is, if it's even realistic. We see sellers hiring agents that'll just tell them that, oh, we can get you X price. And that's the reason why they get hired, but there's no marketing behind it. There's no plan behind it. They just list it for that price. And then when your home doesn't sell within the first week or two, then they say, oh, well, now we can just reduce the price. And then they bring the price down to where it was probably supposed to be listed to begin with. Again, we understand it's a hot seller's market, and homes have been selling for over list price. But as interest rates start to tick up and buyers start to get fatigued and frustrated, they're going to be a lot less willing to pay exorbitant amounts over list price. So it is important that you're listing your home in the right price range to begin with. Otherwise, you risk getting stale on the market and sitting for a long time. And then you're going to end up reducing that price to get a buyer to write a contract on it. And you're probably going to sell for a lot less than what you could have if you just had priced it right from the start. The big thing there is to make sure that you're not just taking the agent that tells you that they can get the highest amount, but take the agent that has a plan behind how they're going to get you that amount. What's their marketing like and everything else. It's more of the total package than just the number, because the number could just be smoke and mirrors, and your net in the end could end up lower if they have to lower the price. Number 3 on the list is going to be, if you know it, disclose it. If something has happened in the home that somebody would need to know, you need to make sure you disclose that on the seller's disclosure. If there was once a leak in the house, if you once had termites in the house, it doesn't matter if it was fixed 5 years ago, you need to disclose that information, and buyers need to be made aware of it. Because if you don't disclose it and it brings up an issue down the road, the buyer can go back and say, hey, we found out there was termite damage and you didn't disclose it. Well, if there's any proof that you knew about it, they can take you to court and you could be on the hook for those damages. So you need to make sure that if you know about it, you disclose it. The same goes for an agent. If you say to an agent in passing, hey, we had a leak over here, and they say, oh, we don't need to tell anybody about that. that's kind of a red flag, because if the agent knows about it, they also need to disclose it. So make sure that if you know about it, you just disclose it on the seller's disclosure. It'll keep you headache free down the road, where you don't have to worry about, you know, sitting in court or sitting in litigation because you decided to lie on a seller's disclosure when you were looking to sell your home and take advantage of the hot market. I promise you, as long as the work was done and the issue has been fixed, then the buyers are still going to come in and they're still going to pay for that home. They're not going to try and knock you down a whole bunch because you had a kitchen sink leak 6 years ago and it's since been repaired and you've got the, you know, all the information for the repair. The only time that you're going to get, you know, a world of hurt on that is if you don't fix it or if you lie about it and it is found down the road. The fourth and probably the most important one right now in the current market is that we're seeing sellers get greedy. And as interest rates continue to rise and buyers continue to, you know, get fatigued, you can't be getting greedy right now. The time right now is not the time to be getting greedy. You know, we see some list prices still inflated. We see a lot of strong action on the seller side. However, if you are doing anything that's making you, you know, oh, well, I got this offer today. If I wait a couple more days, you know, we'll get a higher offer. More than likely, a lot of those initial offers, you know, say you put on the market in the first day, 2 days, 3 days, you get a couple offers. If you're making those folks wait 6, 7, 8 days before you make a decision because you're hoping that you get that one, you know, unicorn of an offer, you're probably going to end up having a lot of those initial offers pull out because they're not going to want to be used as leverage. They're not going to want to be, you know, just hanging out there in limbo while other homes that come on the market could be of interest to them. So if you're getting offers, your best bet is to deal with them as they come in. You know, if you put it on the market on a Friday and you say, hey, all offers are due by Sunday, that's reasonable. But, you know, there's going to be some times where you see offers being collected for 7, 8, 9 days. And at that point, there's an adage that pigs get fat and hogs get slaughtered. And in this market, if you're being greedy, it doesn't matter how hot the market is, the buyers are going to leave. They're going to walk away, and they're just not going to be subject to it because they don't need to be. There's other options out there. The fifth mistake we're seeing is with for sale by owners. You know, for sale by owners, great. If you can sell your own home and save yourself the commission, you know, that's great. I'm happy that you were able to save that money, especially in this hot market. You know, it's great that you can save that money. However, there are some things that you need to do in a real estate transaction that a lot of for sale by owners don't know. And a lot of times they sign agreements without fully understanding the nuances in the agreements, and they could be putting themselves on the hook for paying for repairs in a home inspection, or, you know, adding a seller credit or something crazy where they don't even realize it. And then all of a sudden, you know, they get to the settlement table and their net number is a lot lower than they had anticipated because they didn't fully read everything, or maybe they didn't fully understand everything. And we see for sale by owners get hurt all the time because they think that, oh, if I don't hire an agent, I can save myself a couple bucks. But, you know, a large majority of the time, when somebody goes for sale by owner, they actually end up receiving less money in the end than if they would have hired an agent. Especially in the current market, you need the exposure on the MLS. I know you can list on Zillow and some other sites, but you need the exposure on the MLS because that's going to go across every single real estate site out there, and it's going to give you the maximum exposure for your property. You need it still in front of a lot of eyes. I know homes are selling fast. I know they're selling for a lot of money, but you need to make sure that you still get a lot of eyes on your property because that's when they do sell fast and they do sell for a lot of money. So you can't just list it on one site with a mediocre description and some, you know, cell phone pictures and think that it's going to sell in the same day, because it's simply not. That's going to do it for today's video on just some seller mistakes that we're seeing here in 2022. I hope if you're thinking of listing your home, you don't make any of these mistakes coming down the road. If we can help answer any questions or, you know, provide a consultation for you if you are considering selling your home, again, all my information is down below in the description and here on the screen. We would love the opportunity to assist you through the process. And then if you, again, could do me a favor and hit the subscribe button down below, smash the notification bell next to it. That'll keep you in the loop each week when we go live discussing all things coastal Delaware and the coastal Delaware real estate market. And I look forward to seeing you guys next time. Peace.